Welcome to the talk show called Allowed to Talk. And today I want to talk about something that I don't understand. It's a word and the explanation for it I don't quite understand. So if anyone wants to comment below what they think it is or what they know it is, because I'm confused right now about what the word means. And the word I want to talk about today, and I might get on other things while I talk about this word, the word is moratorium. Now, I always thought moratorium meant that it's a delay in payment. When you owe money to someone who owns something or something they've done, and you get a moratorium because you owe so many dollars and you get a delay in payment, but you eventually would have to pay. The moratorium could give you a year, 2 years, whatever, years extra to pay for it. Now, right now in the United States, there's a moratorium because of COVID-19, SARS-CoV-2, which we've had vaccines for, like 70% of the adults in the U.S., well, over age 12 now. And they're trying to get more for children, which I think if children are doing okay, they shouldn't, but that's up to them. And each adult parent has the decision to make if they want their child to be vaccinated or not. But the word moratorium, okay, it's delay in payment. And right now the moratorium going on is for renters. And in my neighborhood, I have two neighbors, one across the street and one right beside me on the east side of my house, that has a moratorium. And that to me means there's a delay in rent. Now, the people that own these homes, our homes in this neighborhood range from 60 to 80,000. Our home's worth about 60,000. We paid around 40,000, 40-some thousand for it 6 years ago when we moved to this area in the United States. And a moratorium means a delay in rent. And while this delay is happening, the people that own the properties that paid 40-some thousand, 50, whatever they paid for the house, because they range up to 80,000, the value in this neighborhood I live in. There's some higher, but not many, some higher valued homes. But there's two neighbors that are involved in the moratorium, and they get unemployment too. So because they get unemployment, that's what they're living on, because they were probably laid off from their jobs. But I know there's lots of jobs out there now in September of 2021, and they're not seeming to go back to work. And I see two right across the street, two abandoned vehicles of theirs, my neighbor's right across the street to me, sort of to the left across, that the vehicles have been parked there over a year, not being used, and they do have one vehicle that runs that they pull in the small driveway of the house. And the moratorium for the neighbor right beside me that lives alongside me on my side of the street means his landlord, the person that owns the property, is not getting paid the money. But I thought moratorium meant there's a delay in payment that they will eventually have to pay. But I've been looking for a larger house for us so we can have more family visit. If we can get a home maybe in a neighborhood in the next little town that is about the same value, because we can't afford to have a mortgage at our age. We're both in our 60s and we don't want one. We don't want another mortgage. So I'm retired. I worked 35 plus years, and there's people retired in this United States that have worked 40, 50, even 60 years that are retired, that worked hard, and some of us never collected unemployment. My husband did for a while when he was laid off because he had to, and he wanted a job, and at those years ago, 10, 20 years ago, that it was sometimes hard to find a job. Now there are jobs, but unemployment right now in the United States pays more than if you get a job that's minimum wage or a little higher, even $15 an hour. There's some out there. I see them all the time being advertised on different places on the internet, and you drive by different businesses and there's help wanted signs. I see it. I'm not making this up. It's the truth. I'm not making it up about my neighbors either. The neighbor right beside me is a gentleman, probably in his late 30s, who has two children from his first marriage, and his girlfriend left him, I think, during COVID, but I'm not sure if it was right before or during. But anyway, she had two kids too and took them. He's not working. They had an abandoned vehicle in their front yard for a while, but they sold that finally. But they their truck, his truck, he parks there. But I'm telling you, his grass is over 8 inches high. That's why I know the kids don't even come out. They're in school now, but they didn't even come out during the summer to play hardly ever because he just stays in the house. Now, the moratorium means he can get unemployment and he doesn't have to pay his rent, but it's supposed to be paid. But you know what's going to happen? I found a house for sale around the price range we're looking for, between 50 and 60,000. But this is the truth, and I don't know how to do like some of the vloggers on here, and people have shows they can bring it up and show you what they're talking about and talk about it. I don't know how to do that, but I found a house that is in our price range, and it's a nice house. But there's a renter that you cannot disturb. Do not try to even get close to look at the house. And if you want this house for this price, because it's like $30,000 under what it's worth, this person that owns this house and is the landlord and rents it out to this person who's been living there over a year free can't get in his house. And it says, if you purchase this house cash only, or I think it might have said conventional for a while too, because I looked at it 3 or 4 times because the price is great. Because this guy or the people, I don't know if it's a guy, the people that own the property just want out of it because of how crazy it is right now for them. If you purchase the house, you are responsible to get this renter out of the house. And you can't see the house. You can't disturb him. He's not paying the rent. He's getting unemployment, but you can't. And then you have to hire a lawyer to get him out of the house if you purchase the house. Well, guess what? We're not going near that place. We couldn't look at it. Nobody's going to buy that house. So back to the word moratorium. That means delay in payment. But what's happening is they're not paying at all. And our President of the United States has broken the law and extended the moratorium, and he's supposed to be, and our government is supposed to be pristine. Both of the political parties are supposed to be pristine and tell the truth and live by the law. But I believe they want one world order, and they want to be in power, and they want more voters. One political party especially wants more voters, so they're going to they're going to give them this and that, and they're saying these are free, the vaccines are free. They're not free. Somebody's paying for it. Somebody has to pay the pharmaceuticals to make these vaccines, and they want to push them on kids now more. I have my vaccine, both of them. I've had both. And I wore my mask when I was out in the different areas I went. But the moratorium, I don't understand that it's supposed to be a delay in payment. What's happening is the people that own the properties, the landlords, are losing. If they're paying a mortgage on the house, they don't get their rent. They're losing their homes. They're selling them for $30,000, $40,000 less than they're actually worth, even more than that. And then the renters are not to be disturbed, and you can't see the house to purchase it from the person that actually owns the house. And if you purchase the house, you have to hire a lawyer, or you're responsible for getting that renter out of a home that you would own if you bought the house. That's what's happening. My neighbors, the one right next to me, his grass is 8 inches high or more. There's an abandoned building that's scary. It has cats, and there could be a person some kind of person that doesn't have a place to live, living in that house. So I hear noises in it, living in the building. I hear noises. It's creepy. There's broken windows. My dog goes crazy when we go past it, and it's right in line with our property line. The neighbors across the street got a puppy 8 months ago. It wasn't trained. They don't take it out. They can't smoke in the house because the landlord doesn't want to smoke them, but they do. They only come out once in a while on the porch and make like they're following the landlord's rules. They don't follow the rules, just like our wonderful government doesn't follow the rules. They get millions of dollars. We have people in the government in their 80s who's been in the government in the United States 30, 40, 50 years. They're in their 80s. All they want is power. They don't want to help people. They could care less about my neighbors. If they did, let them live there. Let them live where they live with their walls in Washington, D.C. around their properties, and in other states like California, some of the politicians have high walls and brick walls and big gates. And Martha's Vineyard, let them live there. But they don't really care about the people. They just want more voters. There's people living under a bridge right now from Haiti and other countries. I'm all for legal, let me repeat, legal immigration. But what they want is more voters. And this abandoned building behind my house along my property line, where I try to take my dog that I got up every 2 hours to train when we got the puppy. My neighbor across the street, now I never saw him out with the puppy. Now it's chained. It's 8 months old. It's chained to their front porch. It got on their dumpster. It fell off. I couldn't go help it. It was crying for hours. They come out, sit on their porch and smoke. I know he's not working because he's there, the father. And the guy right beside me, the gentleman in his late 30s, who has 2 kids and his girlfriend left him with her 2 kids. I know he's not working because he's there all day. And he doesn't mow his grass. He doesn't listen to what the landlord said. He has a moratorium. Explain to me how this is helping our country. Our country, the United States, is going down the toilet. I'm afraid there's homeless people trying to live in this building behind, because I can only see partially and smell the cat pee, because there's cats coming and going. My dog hates that there's cats. My husband's allergic to cats, but yet there's cats in our backyard, 4 or 5 running around, going into that building. Stray cats, that's another whole story. I could do another video on that. But could someone explain to me what moratorium actually means? And that our own president can break the law and say he's going to extend it. Then people who actually own the properties have to give up, almost give their house away. And then if you buy it, and whoever's going to buy it, it has to be a lawyer that buys it to find out how in the world you can legally get this person out of the house that's not his house. He's not paying rent. He's getting unemployment. And or him or her or the family, whoever's in this house, because I'm not going near it. It's like a little city away. It's like I live maybe 30 miles from there. It's just a little town I wouldn't mind living in that's a little bit southeast of here. And I could still come to this town and do what I do. Go to church, go to my bank, whatever, grocery shop. Pick up groceries, because I pick up. My husband picks up for me because I order them online. But moratorium, it's like nuts. And then all the people coming across the border from Texas. And who knows where they're going. In this abandoned building, I have to live in fear that someone's going to be living in there, because the guy doesn't come out of his house, the man in his late 30s. They come out to smoke, and I see the dog chained to the porch. And the mailman, some of them won't even go up on the porch. It's like 8 months old now, and it's a bigger puppy. Like our dog is a German Shepherd. So, of course, she's almost 6 months old, and she's bigger. But moratorium. What is this country turning into? One world order, where it's not going to work. Our country's going down the toilet because the people who are working and paying taxes are going to get tired of it. Nothing's free. The vaccine isn't really free. You have to give your insurance information before they give you the vaccine. Somebody's paying for the vaccines to these pharmaceutical companies. Somebody's paying for the renters having a moratorium. It's the landlords. They're losing their money. They can't pay their mortgages. How is what our government doing helping this country? It's going down the toilet. That's what they want. They want one world order. That's what I see. Come and live in my neighborhood, all you politicians. Or let them live with you who want to help people. You don't want to help them. You want voters. That's what they want. They want voters. And people who work 30, 40, 50 years, we're trying to live on retirement and Social Security, and then they say minimum wage should be $50 or more. Well, why aren't we getting that for our retirement then? Our Social Security. And then just the things that have gone on in the last 2 years in this world even. It's unbelievable what lies they'll tell, what evil they'll do just for power. And when they die in their 80s, 90s, when they're 100, because they're not going to live forever, although they act like they are small g gods. They get millions of dollars from people who donate the money for their political party because they make promises and they lie to you that they're going to do stuff that they don't ever do. And then there's lobbying for them to be millionaires and have millions of dollars for campaigning. It's crazy and insane. It's disgusting is what it is. We were called deplorables and all kinds of names and things said that are lies. They brainwash people and they lie. They will set things up to make it look like it's something other than it really is. They won't stop at anything. I know it. They'll stop at nothing. Nothing. And the word moratorium. It means you will pay eventually, but they're not going to. They're even staying in homes that you can't disturb them. And people are trying to just get rid of these rental property homes that they own. And there goes some of the things that are helping. And big people who hate this country apparently want to pay more people to do other things that are wrong. But yet it's turned around, projected on someone else. That the political party that's lying through their teeth didn't do anything wrong. It's pathetic and it's disgusting. So if you want to tell me what moratorium actually means and tell me if I'm confused, please comment below. And I hope you're having a wonderful day, that everything's going good for you, and that you keep on trusting and having faith, and that you do what's right. And I just don't know. I'm living it. I see it. I see it across the street and right beside me, 8 inches high grass. And the township comes by and he'll whack the front off somehow, like it looks like it's done by a sickle. Like I showed on my video earlier, one of my videos earlier about fences make good neighbors. Then I have to look out and see that puppy. I want to take it for myself, but I can't go over there and take it. I can't go over there and try to help them because, or do or say anything. They're abandoned vehicles, which is illegal, or them smoking in the house, or they leave the dog chained out for hours crying and it falls off their front dumpster that it climbed up on. And why do they even have a puppy? Because they have 2 kids they don't even hardly take care of. Because I see them out in their underwear sometimes on the front porch. And there's nothing I can do about it, because this is how a certain political party gets voters. That you'll get everything free. Well, it looks like they are for a while getting everything free. And where is that going to take this country? Anyway, have a great day. I keep on talking about it because I'm very upset right now. Moratorium, the word of the day.